Are there old movies that are actually still worth watching and stand the test of time? So beginning of this year, I decided I'm gonna watch through all of the Alien and all of the Predator movies. This was my first time watching the movie Aliens. For me personally, my whole life, James Cameron has been doing Avatar movies. I've seen Titanic and I've seen Terminator 2, but it's been a long time. I didn't really understand the hype behind James Cameron. So going in, I was super excited to watch this just because I'd heard if you like Alien and you like horror, it's a more action-based take on the movie Alien. This movie's amazing. I mean, it is really cool. It's so fun. I think this is a great movie. This makes me understand the hype for James Cameron. To me, this movie stepped it up a notch. I like this one better than the first one. So a couple of the things that I loved about this movie, Ripley waking up right where we left off, right where we last left her, was really such a cool idea, but they still managed to put in a time jump in this movie because of how she was in the cryo sleep or whatever that was. Now, I love when a movie does a time jump because that means that they pad out that time period with a lot of extra lore and other content. I can't wait to dive into all of that. In fact, I looked up and the most recent Alien movie takes place between the first one and this one. So there's a perfect example. I also like when there's a time jump because you know that there's a reason they chose to show you that part of the story. This is my thing with Star Wars, the original trilogy. The original movie, A New Hope, is a great movie because it's a window into this incredibly big world. And then Empire Strikes Back doesn't pick up right where we left off, but it picks up at the most important part and you feel that in the story. And that's the way this movie feels to me. The in-between time is fun to dive into, but it's not pressing, it's not necessary. The actors in this are great. I didn't know that Bill Paxton was in this, so that was a fun surprise. To me, the characters are what stand out the most. So, I mean, you've got Hicks and Hudson and Vasquez and Bishop and all of these different characters. Newt, along with Ripley, it just makes for this really cool cast of characters. I cared about these characters, I think a little bit more than I did the characters in the first Alien movie. The action in this movie was epic, and the terror in this movie was made all the more present because of how little the aliens are actually shown. That's probably a budgeting thing. I know that was the case with movies like Jaws, but that added to the tension in this movie. There's a scene specifically where they have some stationary guns set up to kill the aliens that are trying to come get them. And you just watch as the gun runs out of bullets. It's a number counting down on a screen. So you know what's happening, you know that the bullets are being fired, you know that the aliens are there, but you don't have to see the aliens. That's what adds to the tension in that moment. In the first Alien movie, once we reached the end, I thought, well, that was good, but it was a little anticlimactic when she got onto the ship. And then they had that big surprise kind of twist, and it was really a good ending, and I ended up loving that movie. This movie was a little bit like that, but by the time I reached the point in the movie where I thought, okay, how did I feel about this movie? It's about to end. What are my thoughts on it? I was already totally satisfied with this movie. In my head, I was writing a review, I was thinking about what I liked, what I didn't like, all of those different things. And then they gave me more. And that's what was so fun. I did not expect this movie to keep going with the action, with the stakes, with all of the things that we got to see and learn more about. That being said, there are lots of cheesy kind of 80s one-liner, you know, different things in this movie, but it adds to it. It honestly fits the whole vibe of the movie. And I kind of liked that. It was funny and fun and goofy, and whether I was laughing at it or with it, I was laughing at times. There was a whole sequence where Ripley's dreaming and there's an alien that comes out of her, and it's just kind of this horrific sequence, which I get shows her trauma. I could have done without some of that. I think they could have kind of cleaned that up a little bit, but I mean, that's like such a nitpick and a small thing in such an incredible movie. This movie was way more than I could have hoped for. It was so much fun. So should you add Aliens to your watch list? Yes, this is a classic movie. I understand why people love this movie now. So I give Aliens 5 out of 5 stars. Hit subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this, and I'll see you in the next one.